you know, I think it's impossible to imagine a refining process and an extraction process on this scale that did not have negative environmental impacts. I mean, that would have to be some kind of immaculate conception. So it's important for us to embrace the fact that there will be negative impacts. They need to be understood, and they need to be mitigated at the source to the extent possible. Now, you know, what does that mean? Well, we've got to slap regulatory control on the amount of sulfur dioxide emissions and so on coming out of these plants, the CO2 emissions and so on. We've got to look at the tailings ponds and look at that very carefully. And I would suggest seriously considering a moratorium on future tailings ponds until that's understood better, because there are alternatives. There are technologies that are on the horizon to do it without tailings ponds, to do a dry fines process. It's still in the laboratory. They say it's 5 years from being scalable in the field. Okay, we're talking about something that's going to have hundreds of years of impact. Let's wait 5 years. Let's get the answer. Let's know more. I think this is reasonable. This is the precautionary principle. Of course, we need energy and we're hungry for it. I think the SAGD process that was mentioned earlier looks like it has promise, but in terms of the less of a footprint in terms of disturbing the surface habitat. But you know, what do you get with that? You're putting in almost as much energy into getting into the extraction process as you're getting out when you burn it at the automobile later. So you know that's a brand new technology. It's only 15 years from the lab to some of the first operating plants now. You know, I saw the plants. I walked. I talked to the engineers. I think I understand how it works. It's fascinating. But you know, my suggestion to the oil industry would be, look at a way to have the energy going into that system be from a renewable source, as opposed to just burning natural gas or some other way of generating the steam. I think that would go a long way toward giving the public some comfort that this is being really thought through on a long-term basis.